We know a good floral arrangement includes a variety of colors, right, and textures. Another aspect to consider, though, that we don't always, is movement. Enter the drama of the drippy florals. These unique blooms are showstoppers that add a level of artistry to an arrangement. My guest says drippy flowers create interest and impact that make us focus and enjoy what we see a little bit longer. That's an interesting point. And we definitely enjoy what we see in the studio today. Brynn Larsen joining me to teach us all about the impact of the drippy floral. It's great to see you, sister.
Great to see you too.
I wouldn't have thought about this. In fact, during the commercial break, we were kind of chatting. Typically, people would see this as a negative.
Absolutely.
Or they may.
If people think flowers are hanging this way,
they're dying.
They're dying. But there's a way to do it that makes it really beautiful.
Are we coining this term, or is drippy florals a thing?
We'll coin it.
It's not like
we're coining it.
A florist vocabulary?
No, I mean, I think, you know, in the studio, we're always like, let's do more of this, or drippy, or, you know, it's just a word to describe what it looks like.
You do talk about movement a lot.
We do. Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting point that I just mentioned, words out of your mouth, that it makes the eye stare or take it in a little bit longer.
Yes, like when I studied fine art before flowers.
Yeah.
And in art, you always want things that move your eye through a painting. So having this movement and this drippy line through flowers keeps the eye moving through the arrangement. And so I think it makes it more interesting if there's things to constantly be looking at.
Will you point us to some drippy flowers
Absolutely.
that can do this for us?
Let's start with hanging amaranthus, because it is the drippiest.
Is that this?
That's this white preserved
wow.
right here. And normally it comes in this green. This is the natural state of the hanging amaranthus.
I took a girls' trip to South Carolina recently, and I feel like a variation of that was everywhere.
Right, it's like
just
that drippy Spanish moss.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is perfect for like big installations, wedding arches, things that you want to add a lot of drama to, and it just naturally is very drippy. It comes in this green, it comes in red, and then this is kind of cool. It's new. It's only been around for a few years.
Very cool.
Isn't that so cool?
What is it?
So it's the green amaranthus that they have bleached and preserved. And so this lasts forever.
Is it dry then?
It's dried.
It's dried.
And it lasts forever.
Oh,
so
my
you can put it in, you know, so I have a big hanging installation in the shop that's been there for a while, and this just stays forever. So this adds major drama.
Forgive me, would this be so fun at Christmas?
It would be so fun at Christmas.
For a textural touch, like the white kind of hanging off your mantle?
That would be super
Help
pretty.
me remember that, because that's really pretty. Are you seeing brides request this look or this aesthetic?
Yes, absolutely, especially like a fashion-forward bride that maybe wants something a little more modern. We've done some really beautiful weddings at the Salt Flats with this, where it just adds to that like beautiful white beachy look.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, other flowers that give us this effect?
Other flowers, one you might not think of that does this is tulips. You know how they have that movement, and sometimes they do get kind of droopy, and you think maybe they're on their way out.
On their way out.
They're really just whimsical, and they're just doing their own thing. And I love when there's so many in a vase, it just looks like they're spilling out. So having them kind of cascade off to one side, it just looks so full and lush, and I love the movement.
True or false, the tulip has the most personality of any flower?
Pretty close.
Up there.
I love a stem that just kind of does
Do you like how I just tried to pin down a florist? Silly me. One of the most personality-driven flowers. Because it does. It can droop, it can stand, it can be perky and happy, or it can be moody and kind of, drama.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I love it.
Next on your list, we've got Calla Lilies.
Calla Lilies. Okay, so these come in lots of different colors, and I'm going to show you a trick. So I'm going to give you one.
I'm here for it.
Okay, so usually they're, you know, upright. You can do this with mini callas and the large ones. Once they warm up, so after they come out of the cooler, you just put your thumb on one side, and you're just going to lightly pull it.
Like you're curling a ribbon?
Like you're curling a ribbon.
Oh.
And then it lets it droop and kind of hang like this. So you can curve it.
Look at that.
Isn't that so fun?
We forced it into submission.
So you can force it to let it hang, you know, down and out of a
That's really,
vase.
the purple is unexpected and pretty too. Yeah, so it can just kind of hang there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can kind of manipulate those stems to do what you want, which is really fun. Not all flowers are that way. Now a lot of them will break.
We joke about, you know, looking like these flowers are on their way out. What's the key to doing this on purpose? These all look stunning, Brynn. They're amazing. They're purposeful. You can tell they're thoughtful and artistic. What's the key to communicating that?
Right. I think the key is to do it in clusters, right? To make it intentional. So there's some coming out of the side in a cluster, balanced by some coming out the other direction, so it continues.
Okay.
I think also, like with orchids, here's some Phalaenopsis orchids,
lovely.
which I'm obsessed with. I want to put them in everything. Yes.
So if you walk into Brynn's shop talking florals, know that the word orchid is going to come out of their mouth.
And these naturally droop. Like if you see them on a plant, you know, they naturally have that curving shape.
Yeah.
So adding them, and again, doing it in clusters and making it look intentional in the vase makes it not look like it's dying.
Group it, cluster.
Yeah, exactly.
When would you not do drippy droopy? When would you, if someone came into you and asked your professional artistic opinion, when would you say structure is going to be your friend?
I think it depends on like the style of the event they're doing. This might be more modern and dramatic. If you want something like playful and fresh and springy, maybe you want the tulips to kind of stand up a little bit more, maybe more than the drama of dripping down.
I think this is a fun topic in the sense that it does communicate in art. We've said that word a couple of times, but also it kind of sets the mood.
Absolutely.
Like each of these arrangements carries a mood that would translate to your event.
Absolutely. And I love like this one specifically has a lift to it.
Amazing.
You can add candles underneath it. Like you can layer, this is perfect also over like a food table.
Yes.
If you want to create space on the table.
Yes.
To put food or display and then have the flowers be a little bit more elevated to not take up too much space.
You've got the height to do that.
Absolutely.
Well, dare I even ask, are you booked for wedding season?
We actually have some space.
A few
yeah,
openings?
You can come find
How
us.
can we connect with you?
So you can find us at Blooms & Co. on Instagram or in our storefront at Blooms & Company.
We'll link you over from our website. These are so lovely.
Thank you so
thank you
much.
to you and your team. So artistic and so beautiful to look at. The eye did linger for sure.